Hey guys, it's Duel here, back with another video. Today, I wanted to talk about Diablo 4 and the current tempering system. So, as it stands right now, when you temper your gear, you get a couple of tries to temper your stuff with two different categories on your weapon or item, and then after that, you can't temper anymore. And essentially, if you don't get the rules that you want, the item is officially what they call bricked. So, with that context, yesterday at Gamescom, they announced that there will be retempering scrolls added to the game coming with Season 6. And not only will it just be with Season 6, this will be something that's added to the internal realm. So there's some additional info that's come out since they've announced that new scroll. And it's come from Adam Fletcher. So I'm just going to read exactly what he said on the tweet here. These are one-time use and can't be used more than once on any given item. These will be available in the base game as well. And yes, this means you'll have a small chance of finding these as a drop in the world outside of Dark Citadels. So what does this mean? This means that items can still brick. This means that however many chances you get, whether it's like, I forget what you get, I think you get like 8, and I think you get more depending on how many GAs you have on your item. So like an example, if you start off with 5 rolls and you have 3 GA on your item, then that's 8 rolls, is how I understand it. I could be wrong about that. But, so with that scroll, you'd reset your rolls on it, and then you'd get another 8 chances, assuming it's a triple GA item, right, in this case. So, you can still brick really good items. And so, I just wanted to talk about that, because it definitely changes how that's going to work. You can still brick your items, and that could still piss people off. Early prediction here is that people are still going to be mad about this change. They don't want to brick their items at all. I mean, the fact that they're adding a scroll is a huge W in my opinion, but for the casuals, even bricking your item twice might even feel worse in my opinion. The main issue for me is that when you're rolling your tempers, and let's say I have like a sword or a dagger, it doesn't matter, right? I have a sword or a dagger, and I'm doing a roll and it's for damage, and then I roll overpowered damage. Well, I roll overpowered damage 5 times in a row, and then I'm out of rolls. And then I use my scroll again, and then another 3 rolls is overpower again. And then I use my last 2, and I still don't get what I want, and now my item is still bricked once again. You can see the issue with this. The issue is that when you're doing tempering in general with the current system, and it'll probably be this way in the new system, they haven't said there's going to be new changes, but however, I digress. The fact is like when you get a roll that's a repeat roll, it uses a temper use, and that just doesn't feel good to me. That feels very broken. And you could say, well, that's just RNG, but I don't feel like that is RNG. If it was truly RNG, why am I getting the same roll twice out of four categories? That doesn't, multiple times. Like it, in my opinion, if the roll that you currently have is the same roll that you just replaced, if it's the same, it shouldn't change. Doesn't matter if it's a better roll, right? In my opinion, it just doesn't feel good to see that, because you're trying to get a different affix on there, and the game doesn't know what you're trying to roll, right? And it's not supposed to know if it's true RNG. And maybe that is part of the problem. Maybe it's a catch-22, right? But my opinion, most casuals don't care. They're gonna roll what they want, and if they don't get it, and it bricks their item, and it's a double GA, even a single GA, that's just not gonna feel good. And so I think that's the system that really needs to get addressed, and not so much how many rolls we get and how many times you can reset using a scroll on an item. I don't think that's gonna make people, it's gonna make people feel better for a minute, like it's a band-aid fix, but I think overall that is not gonna be something that's gonna be long-term. I think eventually they'll have to give people at least more tries on scrolls, maybe 5, 10, more than that, to make people actually feel like the items that they're out there grinding for and randomly getting with the affixes that they want, with or without enchanting, to make it feel good, that this is what they're gonna have to do, is extend that and the leniency on that. And I know what you're thinking, like for the extreme people that, stream the game and play the game 24/7, maybe that's too easy for them, but good for them. They can play the game, as long as they want, not a big deal. But for casuals who don't have a lot of time, that's really what they're trying to make Diablo 4 for. and you know, it's apparent that that is the case with what they're doing with leveling. They're making leveling faster. They're making doing bosses a lot easier. They're making the grind a lot easier in comparison to day one launch, which was the game was very grindy. So anyway, hopefully I got my point across. Let me know in the comments what you think. Do you think tempering changes are good? Do you think they need to be tweaked in the future, or do you think they're just fine? Or do you just hate them completely and you just wish that, you know, they would just be completely obliterated from the game? Let me know in the comments. Once again, if you made it this far in the video, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. See ya.